Hello and welcome to the RPA testing training. In this demo, we'll discuss the importance of RPA testing processes using the UiPath Test Suite. Test Suite is comprised of the set of activities provided within Studio, Orchestrator, and Test Manager. These all work together to give you the features and capabilities for testing automation processes. Let's begin. Every time an automation is published to production, we are apprehensive about how the automation will react with the underlying application or the changed environment. Also, how unplanned maintenance might impact the delivery of new automations. And, ultimately, how the return on investment will be impacted for the entire automation program. An essential issue of automation in general, considering that all forms of automation require maintenance. Therefore, proactive maintenance is what we need to do, and reactive maintenance is what we must avoid. We need to be diligent about maintenance right from the beginning. This will help us avoid eroding savings due to the constantly growing efforts of maintaining automation. Also, it lets us turn RPA from a high-maintenance activity into a low-maintenance activity, allowing us to create sustainable and scalable RPA. While maintenance is an umbrella term that involves a variety of activities required to keep our RPA processes up and running, one of the main factors that increases maintenance is the low stability of our robots. So, let's ask the question, what breaks our robots? Basically, there are three main issue groups that might break our robots in a production environment. The first problem group is centered around application changes. These changes are typically introduced through software development by adding new functionalities, new controls, or new interfaces to the application that are part of the automated business process. If we do not incorporate such changes into our RPA process in a timely manner, our robots will fail during production. The second problem group arises from environmental issues related to performance, system updates introduced by IT operations via security patches, or browser updates rolled out directly into the production environment. The third problem group is related to automation issues itself, consisting in poor object recognition or missing recovery handling. Failure to mitigate the risks can lead to higher maintenance costs, slows the automation scaling efforts, as well as can cause business disruption. With UiPath Test Suite, we can test as we build workflows. We can also monitor the health of our workflows using continuous testing that prevents automation disruptions. UiPath Test Suite offers some key features that help automation resilience. Let's look at a few of them. Workflow Analyzer ensures our project meets high quality and reliability standards. It checks for inconsistencies without executing the project. For example, variable and argument naming, empty sequences or workflows, package restrictions, and so on. Activity Coverage provides visualization to understand how much of our workflow is covered by test and looks for redundancies. Selector Testing helps validation of selectors, minimizing the issues related to dynamic selectors or UI changes. Mock Testing helps testing of a workflow when one or more components in the workflow is not ready or dependent on a third-party service. For example, in a loan processing automation that includes an external agency to check credit. Let's see how the UiPath platform allows us to adopt a continuous approach to reduce risk and improve quality. The business analyst works in a business to identify candidates for process automation. Then the RPA COE reviews and prioritizes the automation candidates and adds them to automation backlog. Then the COE assigns them to RPA development teams. RPA developers then define requirements and design the workflows. Then they create the test cases and Test Manager to ensure all activities are tested. The quality and standards are maintained before publishing. The automations are finally published to Orchestrator, and test cases are configured to test continuously either by a schedule or a trigger. By continuously testing automations, COEs ensure that the automations continue working in production. Finally, the COE can leverage Test Manager to instantly understand the automation quality, find defects, and then rectify it. Let's see how Test Suite enhances the automation lifecycle. Before Test Suite, testing was inconsistent and maintenance was highly reactive. After Test Suite, testing is continuous and more proactive that prevents issues in production. Let's look at some of the tangible benefits of using Test Suite. We performed an RPA testing impact analysis using Test Suite, and these were the results. Before Test Suite, the average failure rate was 15%, which reduced to 1 to 3%, making the automations more stable. Next, the RPA maintenance effort was 50 to 60%, which reduced to 18 to 20%, saving a significant amount of time. Finally, the defects reduced from 20 to 25% to 1 to 2%, boosting the ROI. To summarize, the more we focus on automation quality before deploying before production, the lesser we need to rely on highly manual testing efforts. That was all for today. For a quick recap, Test Suite supports us with continuous RPA development and continuous RPA testing by making development a low-maintenance task that allows us to successfully scale RPA within our enterprise. Thank you for watching, and happy automation!